Hey everyone, it's Michelle here at Makiki1988. Thank you for clicking on this video to join me for one of my favorites, another purse video. So I will be 110% honest and let you know that I thought I was able to mark myself safe from Coach's latest sale. As I've iterated before, I am working to expand my collection beyond just Coach. I've recently purchased, a couple Tory Burch bags and some other bags, which you haven't seen yet, but they're coming, and I looked at the Coach sale, I was like, oh, those are some nice items, but I'm really trying to stick more towards the wish list that I had outlined for myself for the rest of 2025 as a way of not only being more intentional about my purchases, but also being a little bit more responsible from a financial aspect. It's nice to have a lot of bags. It's fun to make purchases. I think we all love that nice shot of dopamine that we get. But one thing that I've noticed that kind of kicked in a little bit towards the end of last year, and especially during the early part of this year, is a little bit of that like purse guilt. When I see a purse and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I love this. I'm gonna go buy this purse, only to realize that maybe I kind of fell into the hype of it a little bit without considering how it really applied to me, or if it was a carry that would be functional and purposeful for myself. So earlier in the year, I started setting a few, I'm not gonna say rules, but maybe a few guidelines for myself as I began to understand what it is that I actually look for most in a purse that will allow me to continue to appreciate the purse, but also to use it. So I'm going to drop in and give you a sneak preview of the unboxing. And before I reveal that, I want to know if you can guess which bag I purchased, because yeah, I did break one of my own rules to get this bag. When Coach had done the phase one of the sale, and I was like, okay, nothing really interesting. But I had been eyeing Bluebell for quite some time. And if you've seen any of these shorts or other videos on my channel, you know that I did get a few Bluebell SLGs. It was a very different color for me to kind of branch out to, as I typically reach for greens, but I just love the almost kind of neutral blue tones where I feel like it can be cool, but it can also be warm. And I really saw myself being able to use these Bluebell items year round, which was very exciting because it means that my purse collection is more year round. I have a hard time with seasonal bags that only, really can be carried well in like the spring and summer, or only in the fall and winter. So see, as I unwrap this bag, if you can guess which bag I got, because obviously it's in the Bluebell color. And I will tell you, it was just so funny. I was like laughing at myself because I saw it and I liked it, and I kept reminding myself, oh, remember what happened last time you got a colored bag in this particular style? You didn't like it, you sold it, you regretted it. And I was like kind of like shaming myself. But then every time I would see this bag in person at a store, whether it was like when I went to Dillard's or the outlet or the retail store, it was just like haunting me. And I was just always like tempted to reach out and like grab it and touch it and recognize that for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the tanning purposes or the leather choice in combination with the dye, that this color carried really well in this particular bag style. But I told myself, okay, well, I'll do this. I have my Capital One rewards that I love to use to purchase things. And so I was like, I'll let this sit for a while and see if I can accumulate enough points or enough dollars to buy this bag outright. Or I'll only let myself buy this purse with cash if they discount it. And I laughed because I was like, they've never discounted this bag. And most certainly this color has been pretty popular, even though it hasn't sold out. I don't see them ever discounting it. But then Coach released phase two of the sale. So yeah, I purchased the Brooklyn 28 in Bluebell, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't miss out on this, because I think that would have been another regret of letting a purse I truly loved and wanted in a color that I truly loved and wanted go. I'm trying to think, let me check real quick. The leather this is in is the genuine full grain leather. And this was such a good leather choice for the Brooklyn. As you guys have seen, I have a Brooklyn 28 in black. I have a Brooklyn 39 in tan. And then I have the Manhattan tone, which is also made from the same full grain leather. And I just love the way it wears. I love the way that it gets that beautiful slouch. And the Brooklyn 28 is really a perfect size everyday bag for me, whether it's just to carry as a purse or for some of my lighter cafe days, I can pop in my planner and my iPad mini in here, and I just love, love, love it. But this blue has been calling my name, you know, and at first I tried to assuage myself, and I purchased the Marge Sherwood bowling bag in blue suede, which I absolutely love. I purchased some blue suede, some Adidas Especial. I purchased some blue sunglasses, and I've really enjoyed adding it because this blue, it goes so well with some of the neutrals. It goes well with the maple. It goes well with the black. It goes well with my greens. It goes well with my browns, with my oranges. And so for me, it's like, you know, this would be a great chance for me to break out from the comfort zone of green and incorporate some colors. And I just love that it goes well with a lot of the other colors that I already have. So Coach does still have this on sale right now, and a few other sites have it on sale, like Belk has it on sale. I think Amazon, maybe Macy's, Bloomingdale's, and Dillard's. Coach did have the lowest price, and so I wanted to purchase it directly through them because they had it listed for $177. But I wanted to get this bag in person because I also had a couple bag tags that I wanted to purchase, which I'll show you at the end of the video because they did let me come away with like 4 bag tags. And I got the very last like Bluebell bag tag that they had in the store. And I was so excited that I got to get that Bluebell tag because when I saw it, when I had picked up my small curved zip bag, I ended up just leaving it at the store and wishing I had got it. I went back to the store, they had one left, it was their display one, and I was like, will you let me just take that? And she's like, yeah, you can have it. So I was like, okay, great. But love this bag, and I called my closest retail store, and surprisingly, they did actually have one left in store, and it was still factory wrapped. I asked her to do a quick sneak peek for me to see if it was a smoother grain or if it had a little bit of veins. And this one I would say is actually a very medium, where to touch it's very smooth. But if you look closely, there are also some veins, which I'm not sad about because I feel like that's what lends its way to the stretch for the Brooklyn. And honestly, this is one of the bags I just really love because although it is a new silhouette for Coach, I think it lends itself to kind of falling in line with some of their Coach originals. I love that the branding is very minimal. You just have the hot stamp that says Coach New York, and it's in such a light gold color that sometimes it almost comes across as silver. And then the only hardware you have is just where the bag tag or charms attach and on the snap. And so this is one of those bags I feel like is very easy to alternate with, you know, silver or gold, or do a little bit of mixed metals matching. This is the large Bluebell bag tag that I had been wanting. And I did actually want to get another Dallas heat stamp because I wanted to see what it would look like in gold. So she did that for me. And I think that that's absolutely beautiful. So now I have my 2 Dallas tags. I don't need any more, but I do want to begin collecting some of the other cities because I just think that that's fun. I love cities. I love collecting mementos from different cities, whether I lived there or traveled, and so that's a thing for me. And then I did put my little Coach lime on the bag tag since I'm pairing it with my green accessories right now. I will show you towards the end of the video where I pulled out some of the accessories that I thought would actually go really well with the color, especially throughout the different seasons, and some ways that I'll carry it as I keep trying the bag out because I want to see what I think about it in this color, to challenge myself to create my outfits around this, but also I want to see how well this bag and how quickly this bag wears in comparison to my tan and my black Brooklyns that I already have. You know, this is just the typical setup. I'm not going to do a super in-depth video because I have already done that on both sizes of the Brooklyn. But I have it set up for a pretty light carry since I have already done both my cafe days this week. I did decide to go ahead and bring out my Longchamp blue sunglasses, which I absolutely love because they feel good, they're quality, they're durable. I'm telling you, these are more durable than most of my Ray-Bans, which I am a Ray-Ban fan, but these just like get it for me. And like, come on, like, are we seeing this right here? Yeah, we are. But love these. So I've got those for my sunglass carry. And then I decided to go ahead and bring out my Bluebell wallet because that is what started my love for Bluebell. And this is honestly one of my favorite wallet styles. I'm not gonna say just from Coach, but in general, even though most of my wallets are Coach. And I love that you can separate the coin pouch. And so I can use either piece in like my smaller purses But truthfully, I really, really love carrying this, primarily just the card holder with the billfold area. So I do need to actually stop by the ATM. But I love this trifold wallet because I feel like it's a nice feminine approach to a trifold without it being too bulky. And this is just absolutely cute. I typically don't do duplicates of bags or wallets unless I really, 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 really love them. The only wallets I have duplicates of right now are the Coach Bandit card case because those are lovely. I also really love the Essential Slim card case, but I haven't bought a duplicate because I don't want anything to take away from that beautiful one my son bought me. But I do think I want to get this one in another color. I'm just trying to decide which color because a lot of the colorways they do in this wallet, they do contrast stitching, and I just don't like the contrast stitching. I really like the maple, so I have to think about that a little bit. And I probably will get the maple or black. So we'll see. And then next I just have my EDC. So I brought out, I think this was like the Coach Park wristlet or something like that. I did cut the strap off of it so that way when I need this as like a concert carry or a stadium carry, I can attach my pochette strap and make it a little bag. I like that this one is like that nice squishy leather. It goes well with the Bluebell, and then you've got the little lime over here. And inside this EDC, I just have my wipes, my mirror, my tooth pack, my lens wipes. I do have my keys in here for now, and then my perfume of the day, which I've just put a sample to carry with me for bathroom purposes. That's just the Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gioia. I said I wasn't going to purchase that again, but it did go on sale again, and so even though I feel like sometimes I have to overspray that perfume to get a nice effervescence, on sale it was worth it, so I did get it again. I typically lean towards like warmer gourmands or perfumes that have a heavier scent profile, but I'm trying to remind myself that in seasons like the summertime when it is warm and the heat activates our pheromones and our scent carries stronger, we are supposed to wear those lighter fragrances, and the Acqua di Gioia really is actually a very beautiful fragrance. So that's just me, trying to brainwash myself into wearing lighter fragrances. But that's it for the main pouch. And then I do like using the slip pouch just for my quick access items. So in here, I've got the last little bit of my Bath & Body Works Sweet Orange and Agave hand sanitizer. I've got my Trader Joe's hand cream. And then because I finally used up one of my Merit lip oils, I did allow myself to go ahead and get that next color, which I was looking for. And I absolutely love. And the color I got was Twin Set, and I do have that on now. And honestly, wait one second. I honestly love the Merit lip oils because unlike some of the others, they actually have a little bit of staying power. They're extremely moisturizing, and I love the subtle colors. So sometimes I'll use them as like a top layer over some lipstick. I'll wear them by themselves. I just love it, and I feel like they're more nudie, naturally colors that all the shades I've tried so far go well with my skin tone and my lip color, but give it just that like subtle hue. And Merit recently launched 4 new colors. I want to say it was Twin Set, Tabby, Pointel, and Biarritz. And so I think Biarritz and Tabby I want to try down the line before, hopefully they don't disappear. But they also have a little shimmer to them, like little flecks of, I'm not going to call it like whole flecks of sparkle, but a little shimmer. It's more of like that metallic-y shimmer versus like flecks. And I really, really like that. These feel so great. They're super duper moisturizing, and there's so many ways that you can wear them. Plus, the Merit lip oils last a long time. Like I barely finished up one of my first lip oils I had purchased from them, which I got sometime maybe like last August, September, October. And I do use the Merit products more than any of my other products. I also really, really, really love their lipsticks because they're, again, great colors, great options for all skin tones, but they're one of the few moisturizing lipsticks that is actually moisturizing. So now that I've given you a whole tutorial on my favorite lipsticks, I've got my item back in here. And of course, this bag does fit my phone. I just didn't bother to put a case in. but she is a beauty. But I was like, man, I waited so many months to buy this color. So excited to finally get it added to my collection. So excited for that. It's my favorite silhouette. And yeah, I broke my own rule, but with good reason. And I'll actually come back and let you know how it went. And I will show you what the wear and tear looks like on the bag. I'm interested to see, you know, if I do get any color transferring, since this is a lighter color, or if the color wears down at any of the corners. As I mentioned, my other bags are just like more neutral colors and like a black. So, you know, I think that's probably why I bought the black, is because it was safe and I knew that there wouldn't be color transfer. But I'm interested to see how Bluebell does. I love the bag tag setup. I think I'll probably stay flexible with adding the little charms, since I do have a number of small charms that can go on that. So it's really a great bag, and I'm very excited to carry it through the end of the month. And I think my excitement is a little bit increased because this was one of those things that I made myself exercise some self-discipline on and like really consider it. And the fact that I set the rule like, okay, well, you know, yeah, I'll let myself buy it, but only if I can get it on sale, or only if I can use my rewards rebates. And I got a good deal. And the fact that Coach has finally started discounting the Brooklyns, like the seasonal ones, I really like that. I mean, $177 versus $295, I'll take it. There's things I can do with that other money. As far as the end of the year, I have a purse quota that I'm kind of sticking to, that I am allowing myself to potentially purchase 3 more Coach bags. And I've done that for a couple reasons. One, I feel like there's so many Coach bags that I could purchase. But again, I'm trying to remind myself to think about what I actually like and what actually works well for my lifestyle. Even though there's several bags I could admire, I want to continue being more intentional about having bags that I want to pull out of my closet, you know, every couple of days. And that's working really well for me, where I'm really thoroughly enjoying my Coach collection and rotating through some of my earlier bags. I've started doing some updates on bags that I've had for longer periods of time. I recently posted my Longchamp bag, the 1-year review, and that is probably one of my longest standing bags in my collection now, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because I did have a little purse turnover, but love it nonetheless. And I'll be doing some additional reviews upcoming as we get to the end of the year. I'm trying to save these last 3 purchases from Coach for their fall launch. I've been getting some tidbits of information about the Empire 20. Potentially, I think Winnie B. LV said we might be getting an Empire 17. I don't know if I want one that small. I think it's going to depend on what that top handle looks like. I know recently there were some sneak peeks, and the essay I talked to at the Coach Retail did confirm that Coach is coming out with the olive green with burnished edgings, but I believe that's only coming in the larger sizes, so that won't work for me. But I want to see what colors they bring the Empire 20 in, and that's probably the top bag that I'm after. And then there's also this little bowler bag that has been confirmed. We just don't know all the colors yet. So my remaining purse quota for the year is just 3 Coach bags. I don't know that I'll be making purchases for any other brands. I know I still have a few on my wish list for Longchamp and maybe 1 or 2 for Tory Burch. If I don't end up getting those for myself for Christmas, I'll probably just roll those into my 2026 wish list. But I really am trying to save the 3 remaining Coach items for the fall drop. Really looking forward to the Empire 20 and potentially this little bowler bag. And then I might go ahead and purchase one last wallet, and then I'm actually done with my wallet purchases. But everything is really rounding itself out. I really, really, really love my purse collection, where it's not such a chore to figure out what I want to wear. And a lot of times I'll let my bag inspire that, and I find that I'm dressing more for the occasion. I'm dressing more for my mood. And I just really feel like I'm dressing more true to myself. And it's funny how bags and purses can spark such a light in our life. But I think it's also the opportunity to, prioritize ourselves. And as silly as purses or colors or collections may be, there is something that's enjoyable in that. So I've really enjoyed that. But I thank you for sticking around through the end of this video, and make sure you go ahead and keep watching for the few clips that I've promised, and that will include the accessory sets that I think will go well with this bag and with this Bluebell color. And then I'll also highlight the bag tags that I purchased, which will also be the last few bag tags I purchased, but I wanted to have some that will work with some of my other Coach bags as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. Otherwise, we'll talk soon.
Palms are swaying, let's get down. Dame tu mano, don't let go. El calor nos lleva al cielo. Fuego, fuego en el corazón. Fuego, mueve, mueve sin condición. La noche llama, siente la explosión. Oh, fuego, fuego, nuestra canción.